The TD Niagara Jazz Festival celebrates its 10th year in 2023. The spring season got underway this Monday with the Canadian Jazz Collective, some of the biggest names in Canadian jazz playing together. And lots more to come, though. Isn't that right, Juliette Dunn?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else is coming up? This is let's go through your spring jazz and blues.
Yes. So we have this. The Twilight Jazz and Blues series, which happens the first and third Monday of every month at the Hair Wine Co. And that was kind of born a few years ago before the pandemic. In 2019, Doug Mundy, a local jazz pianist, asked us if he could put his piano in our studio.
Right.
So we said, okay, sure. And then I looked at the piano and thought, hey, we could probably do some little concerts in here. But of course, at the time, it was 40 people crammed in a studio, and it was really, really fun. So we did that we did 10 shows, and then the last show we did was March of 2020, just before we got locked down. So obviously we couldn't do that anymore. In the summer, we kind of expanded that into our backyard and socially distanced everyone when we were allowed to, of course. And then I guess it was last winter as we were coming out of Omicron, it all seems so foreign. We thought, well, we can't take it back inside because nobody wants to be that crammed right now. Why not take it to a venue? And so we did, and it's been going ever since, the first and third Monday, and really, really building, and just kind of like a Niagara's Jazz Club, we're calling it.
You have a local musician coming up on April 17th, Duncan Hopkins, who lived in St. Catharines for many years.
That's right.
And he's paying tribute to another Canadian, a big jazz legend from St. Catharines, Kenny Wheeler.
That's right. And he's bringing in, so it's a CD release, which actually is being released in May, so it's kind of a sneak peek. He's calling it St. Catharines Suite and paying tribute to Kenny Wheeler and featuring two amazing guitarists, Ted Quinlan and Red Schwager, with Ted Warren on drums. So an all-star celebration. And the show we just had as well with the Canadian Jazz Collective, it's so great because we're doing a Monday night and there's musicians who are on tour. And Monday nights are really great because most of the time
they're not usually booked for a Monday night.
Exactly. And so we found as we've built this Monday night, twice a month following, we've had bands connecting, reaching out to us to see if they could perform in the series.
Now, you've got a coup and you're stepping away from Monday into a Sunday, and this is a big get for the Jazz Festival.
Yes, so April 30th is always, has been since 2011, since its inception, International Jazz Day. So we like to always do something on International Jazz Day. During the pandemic, we did some online ones. Last year, we featured my French band, and we turned it into a fundraiser. And this year, I had reached out before the Junos to Katie George.
It's hard not to say Georgie.
I know, because you see the spelling and you just want to go there. But Katie George, and I had reached out to Katie a couple of months ago. She already had one Juno under her belt, and she agreed to do that. She's coming in from Montreal to perform for Jazz Day. So we moved that Monday show to the Sunday. And then she won her second
March
Juno.
13th, won her second Juno.
Yeah, at 23.
2 years in a row.
Yeah. So we are she's fantastic and we're thrilled to have her. And she's just such a delight. I've been going back and forth with her. I can't remember where she was in Canada. She's just performing a lot, but she always gets back to me right away and just so full of energy and dynamic and great compositions. And we're really looking forward to her.
I think she's going to be the next Diana Krall, the next big Canadian jazz sensation that finds success worldwide.
Yeah. I think so too, and we're so lucky. A few years ago, and I'm trying to remember if it was George Kohler or Terry Clark who had mentioned her name to me way back when and said, keep an eye on that name. And so they knew.
Danielle Bassels in May, is it in May?
Yeah, we love Danielle. So we've had Danielle a couple of times, and she was one of those artists who, during the pandemic, were like, it might be online, it might be hybrid, we're not sure. And so she performed as part of our backyard series, which was literally in our backyard, to a small audience, but also live streamed. And she's just phenomenal. We just love Danielle.
And then that series ends in June with the Bentley Collective, a real blues band.
That's right, blues. So we've been doing jazz all along, and then we started to introduce blues, I'm gonna say probably maybe 6-7 years ago, just one show a year in January. We'd call it January Blues, and we'd throw in a blues show. And so when we took our In Your Own Backyard series from the studio into Niagara-on-the-Lake, my late husband's my late father-in-law's piano, Peter's dad's piano, that's kind of the core of the shows. So wherever we take the shows, the piano has to stay.
Exactly.
Right, for a few shows. We usually group the shows in groups of 4, 5, or 6. So this is part 5 of the series, and then that's when we changed it to say blues. So we'd throw in a couple of blues bands as well, And the Bentley Collective. We also had the leader of the band. We had him in. It was in our Hungry for Hammond series. That was on September 30th.
He's in Blackburn, correct? He is a Blackburn.
Sorry, it's just because it was a tribute to Peter. It turned into a tribute to Peter, so
yes.
I get a little tongue-tied with that. So,
understandably so.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears. We've got about 45 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
May 6th, fundraiser, Dizzy and Faye.
Yes, Dizzy and Faye, also at the Hair Wine Co, because the piano's there, and we're not going to bring in these great piano players without a real piano. So that's Mark Lalama and Amanda Walter, and that's Dizzy and Faye. It's 125 plus, but a 3-course meal. And of course, you're helping out the Jazz Festival, and our websites will be up again. We've just had some technical issues, but it's niagarajazzfestival.com. And then on social media, that is always up, and it's Jazz Niagara to find us.
Something just came to my head as we were talking.
Yeah.
If you're ever looking for another name for this program, you can say, Because the Piano Was There. That's the name of the festival. Juliette, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.